glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
Do you know it's Wednesday? I know it's Wednesday. But do you know it's Wednesday? Butch On Sports is here. I'm simply Butch, and as always, thanks for tuning in. Again, on a Wednesday evening, boys and girls, giving you some sports news that you just can't get enough of. Yes, indeed. Let's start off with some obvious things here. After a 2-day sabbatical rest of finding out or thinking, what wrong can the Lions do some more? I don't know. Monday's game with the Detroit Lions at Ford Field, that was a laughing matter, especially for the visitor locker room. They smiled and laughed and celebrated to New York Jets' 48-17 win over the Detroit Lions. I like to say the word, what happened? Yeah, what did happen? The Jets felt that, the Lions we got their playbook. That did come out to the locker of the Jets here. And they really played on that particular scenario. I'll get to my editorial in a moment about that. However, 5 interceptions of the Detroit Lions quarterbacks, as including 4 by Matthew Stafford. The high-paying quarterback was calling plays and getting his rear end kicked in. Many of the Detroit Jets linemen said their offense painted a picture, and they gave him tips. Tips, indeed, that really ruined the Detroit Lions' home opener on Monday night. And much had went wrong with the Detroit Lions. I spoke on the game, the sports show on WUPN 95.1 The Eagle. And I said to Scott Nason, it will be up to the backs, the defensive backs and the running backs, if the Lions are going to be successful this year. The defensive back in stopping plays, stopping passes. The running backs are making some additional yardage, so Matthew Stafford don't be laying on the ground 24/7. And I was right, because if he's not laid on the ground, he got intercepted, he wasn't intercepted, the line and the rest of the New York Jets ganged up on him. And they beat him to a pulp. 39 yards of running. 39 yards from all the running backs. Now you take away them sacks and whatever it may be, it nets to 39 yards. And that just wasn't just the offense. Defense. Special teams. It was horrifying. It was a game that if you had to do all over again, you probably would not watch. If you were a ticket buyer, you would probably not buy a ticket. You would save the majority of that money to go get you a 24-ounce case of beer for all your friends, and still could have bought a couple pieces when you washed it down. The Jets called a perfect game, and whatever they had on the Lions, they used it to their advantage. The Lions gave up a 78-yard punt return for a touchdown, a 62-yard rush for a touchdown, a 36-yard interception for the touchdown, a 41-yard pass for a touchdown. They allowed 31 points in the fourth quarter alone. Don't that tell you something? It tells you a whole heck of a lot. I kind of question some of the players they kept on the 53-man roster of the Detroit Lions. And I also question some of the people who were put on the taxi squad, known as the practice squad, and did not make the team. One of those particulars was Jake Rudolph. I think this guy makes the team because of his performance. The last 3 preseasons was very noticeable for many of us who watched the game. The last 2 years, a running back named Zach Zenner, to me, was the better back. But they put him on special teams and buried the guy like it was little to nothing. Did he get a fair opportunity and chance this season to show his wares? No, because he was on injured waiver reserve. And today, the Detroit Lions announced today that they have waived running back Zach Zenner from reserve injury. So what do that tell you? Detroit Lions are going to have to start making decent decisions. And that start off with administrations. That trickles and trickles down to the coaching staff. And the players got to be a lot more believable putting all this work in practice, which one of the rumors stated that they worked so hard in practice they had nothing to do Monday night. That's a bunch of poppycock. There are teams that work maybe harder than you and more focused. But it was the same old garbage that we have been watching for the last 3 years with the Detroit Lions. And it has to stop. You have to stop because now the fans who pay you all that great money, that you have your public relations staff and marketing staff, get everyone geeked up for, you're now going to have to prove yourself worthy. Worthy of winning some games, worthy of showing this town that you belong, and you belong to a point where basically we can go into the playoffs and give our fans something to cheer about. Everyone doesn't like excuses. And people are getting caught up with the ones who are making them. So go have at it, Detroit Lions. Get prepared for the San Francisco 49ers, which they're eeling too because they lost the game. Go in there and show people that you are a changed team. You can win some ball games. You can hold passers from the opposite team down to a minimum. You can run the ball and, above all, protect your quarterback. And that's nothing to bring out to Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is going to have to come to terms. When they give him 10 or 15 yards of running space, he's got to take it and slide. That's better than taking a loss. And on many occasions, I saw Monday night, Matthew Stafford had a lane to run in. No, it may not be the first down, but 8 or 9 yards put you in a better position than you were before. And you get to make a team honest. I've said a long time ago, and I keep saying, the Detroit Lions are the most predictable team in the NFL. Why? Because they do the same old song and dance they did last year, the year before, the year after. When are they going to understand you have to put up a full tilt game in order to be a winner and not sit up there and emulate somebody else's team because they have success with it, maybe they're doing something you're not. And that is you got team and players coming out there seriously, putting in their all. Because we did not see it Monday night. Period. George Springer made a diving catch in the eighth inning. He helped preserve a Houston Astro lead. And the Astros in the Comerica Park, and for the first time, swept them in a 3-game set with a 5-4 victory over the Detroit Tigers. Detroit Tigers had a man on first with 2 outs in the eighth inning when Darwin Lugo hit a line shot down the right field line. Springer made a diving catch. If he missed the ball, it would have went all the way to the wall, and yes, the run would have scored, tying up the game. But it didn't happen. It was the 13th series sweep of the Houston Astros this year, who's won their last 10 of 11 games. Houston is getting ready for the playoffs. They got a 3-game lead over the Oakland Athletics, or the A's as I might call them, on top of the West Division. So let's say if the playoffs landed tomorrow, we're looking at Oakland and New York in the wild card. We're looking at the Astros. We're looking at Cleveland. And we're looking at Boston. So you got your picks of the check there. Okay? Garrett Cole pitched a pretty good doggone game. He allowed 2 runs, 3 hits in 5 innings. He walked 4, struck out 9. Norris just didn't have it today. He gave up 5 runs. Majority of them was in that 5th inning. 8 hits, and 4 2/3 innings he lasted. You got to look at it. Well, those close games, 3-2, 3-2, and 5-4. Yes, Detroit had a reason to be losing a lot of games this year. But I give them credit for putting up an effort. They will get better, hopefully. By the way, Nico Goodwin left the Detroit Tigers game today against the Astros after he collided with his teammate Kristen Stewart on a shallow fly ball in left field. Goodwin seems to have a bruised right quad. Stewart, the rookie left fielder, came charging in there and to catch the ball hit by Evan Gattis. In the second inning, Goodwin was coming up in the opposite direction, appeared to be pulling up at the last moment, perhaps preventing an even worse collision. However, Stewart went to the ground while catching the ball. Goodwin tripped over him, and that's that. I don't expect Goodwin to be in the lineup when Detroit continues against Cleveland this weekend. Tampa Bay General Manager Steve Yzerman resigned from his position as General Manager. And that spooked up some doggone people in Detroit to say, hey, wonder what's coming up be next. Yzerman will become a senior advisor to Julian Brisboe, who will be the new team's general manager after serving as an assistant general manager. Yzerman, 53 years old, has been a general manager since 2010. He was entering his final season of a 4-year contract, and the team hopefully would have been able to assign him to an extension. We're talking about Yzerman, but Yzerman said, hey, it allows me to spend more time with my family and still make sure that the Lightnings are managed to a level everyone come to expect. That's what Yzerman said in his press conference. Yes, the general manager of the Detroit Red Wings, his contract ends in 2 years, as he just signed a 2-year agreement. Detroit Yzerman, yes, he does live in the Detroit metropolitan area. throughout the year. And you think about it, boys and girls. This is a man who was general manager of the year 2014-15 season. During his tenure, the Lightning won a conference title and a divisional title and made the playoffs 5 times. That is not bad for someone who's stepping down to give someone else a chance. I smell something, and it smells good for the Detroit Red Wings in 2 years. But we will wait and see. Did you watch any golf this weekend? I did. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. However, people like Tiger Woods had a good day and had 2 bad days. Or maybe 3. Who knows? But the consistency of those matches seem like the golfers are getting better and not worse. And it's getting down to the real nitty-gritty with the FedEx Cup, as the field has been shaken down to 32. And they're going to pretty soon get a winner of the FedEx Cup, and who will haul up and be the champion. Yeah. Now, if you're talking about the Riders' Cup, which that'll be coming up pretty soon, 8 qualifying will be in the spot of Thornburg Olsen, joining Francisco Manalero, Justin Rose, Tyrese Hatton, Tommy Fleetwood, Josh Rams, Roy McElroy, and Alex Norris on the European team. Thomas Boyd, the captain, has named Paul Casey, Sergio Garcia, Ian Poynton, and also Hendrik Stenson as his 4 wildcards. For the USA, Brooke Koepke, Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, Patrick Reed, Bubba Watson, Jordan Spieth, Ricky Fowler, Webb Simpson, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Bryson DeChambeau are the wild cards picked by Jim Furyk, as he promised on September the 4th. But we never mentioned it because I didn't get the full bunch of information. Tony Finau could be a member of the team as well. So we'll kind of watch that and see how that kind of blend on in. Now, I'm going to tell you, USA holds an advantage in the Ryder Cup. But in the last 25 years, if the Ryder Cup is in Europe, Europe has impressively won. The Ryder Cup will be in France this year. So, what do you think? Really, what do you think? I will be remiss not to mention about the Serena Osaka incident on Saturday night or afternoon. I thought the tennis match was Osaka's to win, Serena's to lose. I did not see the old Serena Williams go out there and really contest it. Osaka was ready for it, and she was socking it to her. Talking about Serena Williams. But in the final stages of the game, all hell broke loose with her and one of the referees. And some things were said that was not pleasurable, that took away some of the momentum in a match that should not have been. Osaka would have won that doggone tournament anyway. Serena did not have it on Saturday. And hopefully she comes to terms with that. And in her post-game speech, she recognized who beat her. And I thought that was very classy indeed. regardless of what people think in the Facebook, on Twitter, or whatever may be else. From some classless stuff that's going on in the match, the young lady was very classy and recognizing that Naomi Osaka beat her fair and square. She didn't say so much as it just wasn't my day, but she got beat. And that should mean a whole heck of a lot to people who got some integrity, which she does have it. Now, with the argument per se, with the particular on the penalties that was called on Miss Williams, maybe one or two were warranted, but to give her a game point when Osaka would have beat the crap out of her anyway was just not fitting. To get under someone's skin because of this or that and the other, and now some of the referees and officials talking about they want boycott. It doesn't make any sense because the lady, and I'm talking about Miss Williams, said everything that she said on that court was accurate to a T. Yes, men can go out there bare buck naked when it's hot as I don't know as a firecracker. And no one says a word. A lady takes off her shirt to change it, and underneath her shirt maybe be a sports bra, and everyone gets upset. What is the fitting move for the ladies? These ladies are athletes. They want to get paid the same. They want to be treated with some decency, honor, and respect. And we don't seem to want to do that in this damn country called the United States of America. With some individuals. We don't want to do it. I think the referee went too far. I think Serena Williams went a lot farther. Although she was very accurate with her account, all $17,000 of it, that she was fined. It's a time and it's a place. And that's where I'm going to put that particular statement. Let's not get it twisted. Everything that Serena Williams said, it was very much so true. And they need to get that step up. I mean, all the particular major tennis tournaments step up. There's too much of a difference being made between men and women. Too much. And when someone thinks because you're a woman you should do things this way, and the men can just do whatever they want, that reflects on everyone who watches that. All the people I have talked to, 90% feel that Serena Williams, what she said, was well overdue. And some of them pointed out some of the doggone things that were going on in this particular tournament, which is the U.S. Open. Do it make any sense that women are treated way differently than men? Think about it if you got nothing else to do. Hopefully this particular incident doesn't happen again, because it does overshadow a young lady, 20 years old, who honors and admires Serena Williams from afar, with posters in her room, with her style of play, with her savvy. And all she did after the match was over was flood tears down because she didn't believe it. Hard work does pay for all. And you can't take that away from this young lady, Naomi Osaka, who worked her butt off. And now the U.S. Open champion. But let's not get it twisted, like I said. Serena Williams said everything all right. But it's a time and it's a place. And you can't let your temper oversee what's coming. And that's a rear end kicking that she may not thought she deserved, but she got it. Let it be hanging in the record. She got it. Oh, let me see. What's the deal here? Okay, I got more to deal with here. I really do. Did you guys hear about Thomas Tatar was traded to Montreal Canadiens? I didn't see that, but I did today, and I just pulled it. Nick Suzuki and a second-round draft pick will go for Max Pacioretty. Max Pacioretty is the captain of Montreal Canadiens, and he's going to the Golden Knights for Tatar. That is a major trade, second to none. And Montreal got a little younger there because they got a prospect, Nick Suzuki. Tatar played 62 games for the Red Wings before he was traded and got to play in the Stanley Cups. They didn't win, but he got to play. We'll see how that particular trade goes there. Now, for you wrestling fans, boys and girls, I just got news today, the special Friday edition of Monday Night Raw will happen on December the 28th at Little Caesars Arena. Oh, yeah. I said it. Oh, yeah. Special pre-sale opportunities. And it starts on September the 14th at 10 p.m. If you use the code JASMINE, that's JASMINE, you can get some terrific bargains for those Christmas stocking stuffers to see Raw, not on Monday, but on Friday night. As I think this year, New Year's Eve will happen on a Monday. And instead of Monday Night Raw having their contingent out there, they're going to have a Friday night edition of Monday Night Raw. How nice of them to do this. You don't ruin your home and anything else. The kids are around, the family's above. And you enjoy some wrestling, just like you used to do in the old days here, huh? Yeah, I'm done. Butch On Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions. Yes, you can listen to Butch On Sports on Facebook. Go to Butch On Sports on Facebook and check it on out, the latest edition of this podcast here. You can also get it on Scott Nason's The Game Show, the Game Sports Show here, man. Go to that site, thegameshow.podbean.com. You can also get Butch On Sports on Podomatic. Type in simplyButchoo.podomatic.com. You can also get it on iTunes. What a deal! I'm done until Friday, Saturday morning. I want y'all to all have a great over the hump day. And that'll be all. Hey. Butch On Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions.